Guess what? Listening to Peter Gabriel's Up album right now. I'm leaving St. George, Utah for the first time since I moved here, going back to LA for a little acting gig. An acting gig. I can't believe someone wanted to hire me, pay me money to act in something. I'm saying it all stupid, but I'm truly astounded. Doing the voicing again. Putting on the act. Putting on the act. Putting on the act. Putting on the act. Peter Gabriel, really good. I never understood Peter Gabriel growing up, and you know why? Peter Gabriel's not for kids. Sure, a kid can watch Sledgehammer, and the video is great. It's kind of a great song too. But I never connected with it. I was just like, what is this? It's like this white guy trying to do soul, but it sounds like Phil Collins. Oh wait, he was in Genesis. Like, I just ignored him. But I saw Blue Car, that's the, otherwise known as his debut album. I saw that all over the place. Should say I'm not a big Genesis fan either. The stuff with, what's that one album, Foxtrot? Foxtrot? The one with Peter Gabriel's on a few of the records, but the one I always listen to is Foxtrot. I do like that record, but not a big Genesis guy, not a big Phil Collins solo guy. I mean, I'm kind of on board with him, his music just being a joke, with a few great exceptions. Studio. The other one, I don't know, Studio's enough. If he only made that would be sufficient for him to be memorable. Anyhow, so Peter Gabriel, you ignore, and then finally you get so into music later in life, you're like, wait a second, Peter Gabriel's got like a bunch of solo albums, and you ask someone, are they good? And somebody is like, the first 3 are fucking incredible, and you're like, all right, let me listen. And so I discovered, maybe you'll discover, maybe you won't like them. You listen to Peter Gabriel's first solo album, Blue Car, and you're like, whoa, right out of the gate, what's the opening cut? Murray Bun the Burgermeister it's called. That fucking thing's amazing. That's your opening cut? Wow. And then I think Salisbury Hill might be second. I'm just never a big Salisbury Hill guy. It's fine. Sponsored by Starbucks today. Morons in cars drinking coffee, right? Isn't that it? Comedians in cars, you got the joke. You know what? If I had to explain the joke, then it wasn't a good joke. Can we all agree? I think Modern Love is the third track. Not the David Bowie one, the Peter Gabriel one. Modern Love, you drive with your knees if you need to like rub your eyes so you can have bigger eye bags. Modern Love's a great song. I don't want to take you on a track by track. This is not the way to talk about Peter Gabriel, is to take you on a track by track. Just know the first fucking record is a masterpiece. I remember one time, Greg DeLiso, I was playing it for him. Humdrum. Okay, I'm still talking about individual tracks. Humdrum is like a beautiful, beautiful song. Recordists, sound enthusiasts out there, one of the most beautiful dark snare drums in any recording. Humdrum's so beautiful. So anyhow, the line comes on and Peter Gabriel's like, Valentina, you want me to beg. You've got me cooking, I'm a hard-boiled egg. And I remember Greg just laughed, and he was just like, what the fuck, this is what Peter Gabriel is? And it's not because he liked it, he just thought it was stupid, which, hey, you think something's stupid, nothing wrong with that. Anyhow, so then his second album, I hope I'm in order here. If I'm not, I'm going to correct this later. The second album is like Melt. They didn't title them. You didn't even title the first one, but they call it Blue Car. The second one they call Melt. Third one they call Lightning Fingers or something. They title them now on Spotify, which is kind of interesting to me. The Melt one is basically like, wow, to me, that's his best record. It's so fucking good. It's so dark. And you think of Peter Gabriel and you're like, oh, Shock the Monkey, Sledgehammer. It's like, fine, yes, but how about Intruder? Intruder is so fucking beautiful, and that's admittedly, it's almost like a Tool song. And a lot of Peter Gabriel stuff is quite dark and explores some really interesting themes. Intruder is fucking wow. It's about breaking into somebody's apartment and watching them. I'm assuming jacking off too, but just breaking to their apartment and watching them. And the rest of that album's beautiful and incredible too. Again, I'm not doing a track by track. Lightning Fingers, the third one, also beautiful, wonderful, quite unique, and you can tell, I'm almost positive it's the third album because by that point it had progressed into something. I got my co-pilot right here, little Jammy. Lose the act. Kevin Walter, you told me to ramp up the act. I'm saying lose it. I exceeded 200 subscribers! I mean, fuck, man. That's exciting for me. Again, you can ridicule me with your million or your 2 or your 3 or your 4 or even your 250,000, and I welcome it. Go ahead, but I'm doing what I want. I'm doing my stupid shit. Some people care about it enough to watch it. That's so special to me. That's better than selling 1 million records, which I also haven't done. Oh, he's yelling now. He's yelling now. That's the shtick, because he's yelling. What a fake ass laugh that was. You know why? Because I can't make myself laugh for real. That's not true. I can. Woo! Starbucks Nitro Brew, baby. I quit consuming caffeine, and now when I do, ring, 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 ring. So anyhow, it seems so boring to talk about Peter Gabriel now, so I'll wrap it up. From there, he's got the third one is called Security. They actually named that one. And that one's cool. That is the one with Shock the Monkey, and Rhythm is the Night? Rhythm is the, well, you can already tell it's not my favorite, but it's got some great shit. From there, this is where I lose track of Peter Gabriel. I have a copy of So. So, it's his divorce album. I was like, what happened? Everybody, oh, Red Rain, right? Peter Gabriel, Red Rain. And I'm like, again, what an odd thing to associate with Peter Gabriel with his Red Rain. It's like, all right, whatever, it means something to you. To me, that record's not any good. But then he came out with this thing called Up, okay? And if I go on Spotify or wherever and you try to listen to Peter Gabriel albums, a lot of it's like world music, which what a retarded title. Yeah, I said retarded. What a retarded name. What a just, okay, you shouldn't say that. What an inappropriate title. Why is it world music? Because it's got congas and a dance beat? Like, fuck you. So stupid. So anyhow, he's got all these world music albums, but the one you need to know about is Up, UP. That motherfucker is basically just like a beautiful prog rock dance album. And the shit is heavy. And also, by the way, I don't like his voice. I don't dislike it, but I'm not like, love like when Peter Gabriel sings. It's not particularly pleasing to listen to. And that's probably part of why I never connected with them. That's part of why a lot of people didn't. Also should mention, Peter Gabriel's not cool, man. Like, I think he's cool now in his own dorky way. Like, when I look back at videos from his early performances of those first couple solo records, or if you listen to an interview, I like who and what he is. But like, I'm going with cool in the Chuck Klosterman sense, and if you're not familiar, Chuck Klosterman gives a pretty good definition of what cool is, and he has an entire essay about how Billy Joel is terminally uncool. It's actually really good. I feel like Peter Gabriel is totally uncool. There's nothing cool, edgy, or hip about him. It's almost like, I always thought his music was like contemporary Christian adult or something. Like, but I didn't know any adults who listened to it. I was just like, who the fuck listens to Peter Gabriel? No one. Again, me now for years, but, and I know one other person, the person who turned me on to his music.